Welcome to the B Show. So before we begin, I'd like to give you a little preview of what we have in store for you today. Today we have the actors Luigi and Beth, who play Lear and Cordelia in the movie King Lear. So without further ado, I give you Lear and Cordelia.
Oh yeah, I love you, OMG, I love that movie.
You!
So to start off the show, I have a couple questions for Luigi. While playing King Lear, what did you consider to be the most suitable prize for the one that showed you the most love?
Well, you see, while playing King Lear, I gave them the most largest luxurious piece of land that I own, which resulted in them having the power of the kingdom.
Why would you choose something that extreme for a gift?
Well, you call that extreme? I could give that away 1,000,000 times more.
Well, maybe you should have gave it to the lower class instead of giving it to your daughters who ended up, killing themselves over it.
Whoa. Before you two get into the argument, let's move on. Now this topic is directed towards you, Beth. While playing the role of Cordelia, why do you feel that the Duke of Burgundy did not marry you?
Well, I think it's kind of obvious because when Cordelia lost all her dowry from her father disowning her, that's really the biggest reason why he wouldn't want to marry Cordelia.
Well, how do you feel about that?
Well, quite frankly, I'm really glad that Cordelia didn't end up marrying the Duke of Burgundy because it only showed that he just loved power and money and not her herself. And while we're on the subject, I really don't like how men get to choose who they want to marry without the, girls saying, yeah, I'd like to marry you. It should be a mutual agreement, and that's why I was so glad when Cordelia decided to marry the King of France because he loved her for who he was.
Whoa. Hold it right there. The reason men have that type of power is because they're the only ones that can handle it. It's the natural way of things.
But girls have feelings too.
Well, I understand where both of you are coming from, but we're going to move on anyway. So, Beth, through this whole movie, do you feel Cordelia was the underdog?
I'd have to say yes, because she was pushed aside and disowned because she was telling the truth. And, she ended up dying at the end of the movie because she was in a battle to go save her father from her sisters. And, that's just one of the complete stories of what an underdog is.
That's our time on today's show. Tune in next time. We have the cast of... Welcome to the B Show. So before we begin, I have something special for you.
Thank you for having me here today. It's nice to meet you.
Stop it. So to start off the show, I have a couple questions for Luigi. While playing King Lear, what did you consider to be the most suitable prize for the one that showed you the most love?
Well, you see, while playing King Lear, I gave them the most largest luxurious piece of land that I own, which resulted in them.
Are you serious? Oh, that's yoga!
Just be the ones to decide that they can own everything and can tell people when and what to do. And, I'm glad that in the end that Cordelia ends up marrying the King of France because that was a mutual decision. Well, quite frankly, I'm really glad that Cordelia didn't end up marrying the Duke of Burgundy because it only showed that he just loved power and money and she didn't need it. And while we're on the subject, I really don't think that men should be the ones to decide who and what they're going to marry.
What they're going to marry?